Man, oh man, oh man. I was just waiting, patiently waiting for a whole year for these guys to fucking slip up. To call these guys out. To call these guys fucking hypocrites. These guys are some of the biggest marks I've ever seen as a tag team. These guys are fanboys who are wrestlers. These guys are fanboy wrestlers. These guys are no different than a Smart Mark YouTube podcaster and you pair them up with another YouTube Smart Mark podcaster and have them be a tag team. That is FTR. They are smart marks who just happen to be wrestlers. I've been wanting to call these guys out for the longest, man. I don't like these guys. These guys are, when you look up the definition of a mark, I'm telling you, man, they should show up on Google fucking images. FTR. That's who these guys are. So let me get this straight. What have they done in AEW? These guys were what? One-time tag team champions? And let's be honest, that was a token tag team title reign. It was a token reign. It didn't mean anything. And in fact, people have forgotten it. I forgot who they beat. I think it was Paige and Omega. Two guys who are not a fucking tag team. Now, I might be wrong. I don't know who they beat for those titles, but I think it was Omega and Paige. A tag team that were not a tag team. So who did y'all beat? You see what I'm saying? It was a token fucking title reign. And let's be honest here. Nobody cares about these guys. These guys had a hot name. Once they got released by the WWE, everybody was jacking off, fucking getting they Vaseline and fucking touching their dicks on the thought of them going to AEW, right? So they go to AEW during the pandemic. I think it was during the pandemic. And they had this grand entrance, and they started to slowly build up the Bucks versus FTR. And okay, they were a hot name, but let's be honest here. The only reason people wanted them in AEW was because they are fucking good or fucking entertaining. People wanted to see that one dream match, them against the Bucks. Then after that, fucking Tony Khan had no plan for these guys. The fans had no plans for these guys after that match. So what are they? Were they just a token dream match for the Bucks? For you to fucking cream to? As a fan, what was your goal or insight or perspective on wanting these two guys in AEW outside of you wanting them to face the fucking Bucks? These guys were just a dream match for the Bucks, and the fans moved on. Now they're just another guy on the fucking roster now. Am I wrong here? These guys are just one-time tag team champions. And haven't you noticed, everybody in AEW who wins a title, they never become a multiple-time champion. So how are they better than the WWE? If nobody becomes a multiple-time champion in that company, have you noticed that? That is very glaring to me. Okay, so this man, he's so bad, he's so evil, he hates tag team wrestling, this and that. But hold the fuck up. You guys were Grand Slam champions. Fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. Fuck FTR. I don't like these guys. And I rarely say bad things like that about certain wrestlers to the point where I'm saying fuck you. Nah, fuck FTR. Stay your ass in AEW. You are a bunch of crybabies. It's crazy how all the released smart mark wrestlers, they head over to AEW. Because at AEW, that is a smart mark company. I mean, their owner is a fucking smart mark owner, right? Tony Guy, he's a fucking smart mark. So of course he signs bunch of mark wrestlers, right? But these guys were Grand Slam champions in the WWE. Nigga, what was their vision for tag team wrestling in the WWE? What was their vision? What was their goal? Where did they see themselves as? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What was their goal? Nigga, tag team wrestling don't draw shit to flies. Tag team wrestling don't draw. So, what was their goal here? You guys were Grand Slam champions. What did you want Vince to do? You guys were champions in fucking NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, Grand Slam champions, and you're saying that company did you wrong? How? Dude, tag team wrestling should stay in the mid card. It's mid card shit. It's like, bro, the New Day are not main eventers. The fucking Usos are not main eventers. They in the fucking mid card. Fucking AJ and fucking Omos, they in the mid card. RK Bro is in the mid card. So FTR, I ask you once again, what did you want Vince to do for tag team wrestling? What did you want him to do? Tag team wrestling don't draw shit. Nobody cares about tag team motherfucking wrestling. Nobody cares about it, man. These guys are the biggest marks for themselves I've ever seen as a tag team, man. These guys are fanboys who just happens to be pro wrestlers. I ask you, where did you see yourself being on a damn card? Vince McMahon made you multiple time tag team champions on SmackDown and on fucking Raw. So what did you want Vince to do for you even more? You're just a crybaby. You're fucking selfish and fucking greedy. What did you want Vince to do for tag team wrestling? I mean, are you fucking serious? Get the fuck out of here, man. Now let's go back to their fucking outfits that they wore when they won the AAA tag team titles. These dudes wore Power Ranger outfits. These dudes were dressed up as the fucking Green Ranger. To the point where I'm like, bruh, where is your fucking Megazord? Why did you hijack Tommy's outfit? Tommy should fucking sue you, actually. Okay? You stole his gimmick. You stole his costume, bruh. Tommy should fucking sue you. That's all I'm saying. So you dress up as Power Rangers, right? That's fine to you. You decided you want to dress up as fucking dorks just to win worthless tag team titles. But in the WWE, Vince pitched you an idea for you to change your gimmick. Why? Because you guys are fucking boring. You guys are charisma vacuum cleaners. So Vince wanted to give you some character. Give you some personality because you have none. Hence why you are in a faction that nobody cares about. Hence why you are in a faction that's built around one guy and you are his lackey. But I'm going to get to that soon. So he tried to give you a gimmick that was based on you cosplaying tag teams from the 80s. Which kind of ties into your character, kind of, really, right? Because you are fanboys of boring ass tag team wrestling from the fucking 80s. That's why Jim Cornette is such a fan of you guys. Because you remind him of his old ass boring ass favorite tag teams from the 80s, from the NWA days. You would fit in like a glove in that era. Boring ass tag team wrestlers from the 80s. You guys will fit in like a damn glove. That's why Jim Cornette be fucking jerking off to all your matches. That's what makes Jim Cornette horny. Jim Cornette gets horny watching FTR wrestle. Listen to how he reviews their matches. He jacks off literally to their matches. He fucking jerks off to that shit. I mean, it's creepy actually. Why does he like you so much? You have no charisma. You can't talk. You have no character. And you know why you didn't get over on the main roster? Don't blame Vince. Blame your fucking self. You're boring. Nobody cares about you. Especially in fucking AEW. You are so boring, they have to put you in a fucking faction to make people feel like you're relevant. Just to make people feel like you're fucking relevant. Let that sink in. So, Vince tried to give you some new costumes to wear. Why? Because you guys are fucking boring. You guys are plain and average. You guys reminded him of the Brainbusters. And guess what? That's a bad thing. Vince McMahon did not like the motherfucking Brainbusters. There's a reason why they was in his company for fucking 15 minutes. Okay? There's a reason for that. He wasn't a fan of them. They were bland and generic. All they had was work rate. Work rate and mean faces. Other than that, they were boring. So, let's reel it back for a second. So Vince tried to make you guys relevant. He tried to give you a character, a gimmick, and you said no. You thought that was disrespectful on the costumes he wanted you to wear. But here you are. Tony Khan allows you to wear some Power Ranger outfits. Tony Khan, he pissed you to wear some fucking Power Ranger outfits, and you said yes. Bruh, that's proof AEW is a fucking cult. They can make you do anything. They can convince you to wear anything and to do anything. I thought that was against your values to dress up as a gimmick, to dress up as fucking dorks. I thought that was against your fucking. I thought that was against your pride, right? See, niggas think I'm a shill for the WWE. No, I'm not. I point out the hypocrisy. How is it fine for you to dress like a fucking Power Ranger, but you shut down Vince's idea because you thought he was bearing you? How? He gave you multiple tag team titles on the main roster. I'm going to say it again. Big Cass and Enzo, they were way better than you. They were way more over than you. And yet, Vince didn't give them the damn tag team titles, but they gave you the tag team titles. And they sold way more merch than your dumbass. Vince saw money in them, but yet he didn't make them tag team champions. He made you guys tag team champions because you guys are fucking crybabies. You guys were spoiled brats. You thought you deserved a red carpet treatment based on the fact that Triple H gave you a strong push down in NXT. That means you were entitled. You were spoiled. You think shit should be handed to you just because you are good in the ring. Why is this? How come all the crybabies go to AEW? AEW is the land of crybabies, man. It's the land of whiny little bitches. You got Andrade saying F you, WWE. The same company, Andrade, El Idolo, whatever your fucking name is. The same company that made your boring ass a U.S. champion for a long time, by the way. The same company who had you on TV every week during the pandemic. That gave you a strong little push. Dude, just get over yourself. Can people please stop sucking this guy's dick? Andrade is trash, man. I'ma just come on and say it. He's fucking trash. He can't talk. He can't speak. Chavo Guerrero couldn't get him over. Vicky Guerrero couldn't get him over. Two Guerreros can't get you over. Charlotte Flair can't get you over. And you talk shit about your old boss's company? Andrade, nigga, you can't speak English, man. That's why you wasn't pushed. I don't support Mexican wrestlers who can't speak English on the main roster. I don't give a fuck. If you can't speak English, I can't fuck with you, man. I like wrestlers who have charisma, promos. Nigga, Angel Garza is better than you, man. At least Angel Garza tried to learn English. At least he speaks proper, fluid English because he gives a fuck. Like, you suck. You ain't that good, Andrade. All you got is work rate. There's a million guys on the indies who are just like you. My nigga Roosh is way better than you. At least Roosh has a damn character. Your best friend Roosh is way better than you. Let that sink in. You ain't doing shit in AEW, bruh. Are you close to any titles? No. Who gives a fuck? You had two good matches with the same guy, Pac, whatever his name is, fucking Neville. You had the same match with Neville. Only thing you're known for is Neville. The only thing you're known for is wrestling Neville on Rampage. Bruh, you ain't that good. Your ass got work rate. That's it. If you are a wrestler who's 5'10", 5'11", and you need a manager, bruh, you ain't that good. Let's be honest. Wrestlers who need a manager, they shouldn't be 5'11" or 5'10", 6 feet. Wrestlers who need managers should be monsters, right? Should be 6'2", 6'4", 6'5", 260, 280. I feel like monsters should have managers, not short guys like you. Eddie Guerrero was 5'8". He never had a fucking manager. He didn't need one. He learned how to speak English. He learned how to talk. He learned how to have a character. You ain't shit. Like, I swear, AEW is the crybaby company of WWE castoffs. And you guys support that shit. I don't. Call me a shill, call me whatever. I don't support crybabies, man. Angel Garza would have loved to be a U.S. champion. Don't you understand, Andrade? Angel Garza would have loved to have your spot. You ain't close to any TNT titles. You ain't close to any titles at all in AEW. You are barely on TV. And when you are, you ain't wrestling. You backstage saying 5 words and you were off camera. What have they done with you? Nothing. Only thing you're doing is trying to spite your old company. Even though your new company is actually, you are being booked worse, actually. You are booked worse in your new company. Let that sink in. But let's get back to fucking FTR. Bro, they are in the same position that they were in the WWE. So let me get this straight. Now they are in a faction with MJF. Okay. In their last company, they was in a smaller faction with Randy Orton. So how are you being elevated here? What's the difference? They put you in a faction with MJF. In your last company, they put you in a faction with Randy fucking Orton. So to me, that's a downgrade to me. MJF would never be Randy Orton. So that's a downgrade, homie. That's a downgrade. You are in a faction with fucking Sean Spears, Ty fucking Dillinger, That's a downgrade. You were in a faction with a guy who was a jobber in your last company. That's a downgrade. And guess what? You were Orton's lackeys, right? That's what you're good for. You're only good for being lackeys. And now you are MJF's lackeys. Let that sink in. So you are being booked the same, if not worse. Because last time I checked, didn't you lose to Sting, who should be your father? Sting is at the age where he is old enough to be your father's FTR, and you lost to him. You lost to a pale little skinny. You lost to a pale little skinny white kid that weighs maybe 150. You lost to him and an old man who can be your father. Let me say this again. How are you better off in AEW? I need answers, Sway. You ain't got the answer, Sway. I've been doing this more than you. Nobody has the answers to these questions that I'm asking. How are they better off? They were the flavor of the month. What I mean by that is they went to AEW, they got that little dream match out of the system, and now Tony Khan don't know what to do with them. They only went there to fight the Young Bucks, and now nobody knows what to do with them now. That's the only thing they were good for going to AEW, was fighting the Young Bucks so all the smarts can get that match out of their system. But now that match is over, it's done, it's over with. They are just another guy on a roster now. Nobody knows what to do with them. That's the only thing they were good for, was fighting the fucking Young Bucks. And now they are worthless. What are they good for? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Shit, what are they good for? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. They're good for nothing now. What are they? They are just mid-card guys like they were on SmackDown and fucking Raw, if not worse off. Because once they stopped wrestling the fucking Bucks, nobody knew what to do with them. They had no direction. Once that hype train died down, nobody gave a flying fuck about FTR. That's all I'm saying. Bruh, FTR will go down as the most boringest, most overrated tag team in the history of professional wrestling. And I'm done. You know what? No, you know what? I ain't done yet. One more thing. Don't take Jim Cornette's opinion seriously when it comes to pro wrestlers, man. I swear to God. Here's why. This is the same guy that keeps on telling the same stupid story about he was talking to one of his old school bosses from back in the day. I think it was maybe Watts, maybe I think his name was Eric Watts or something like that. Somebody, one of those old ass promoters from back in the day. Jim told him, like, look, I bet you would rather have Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, as your top guy over Arn Anderson, right? And he said, yeah, of course. Why not? Then Jim said, because Sid will make you millions in one night, but he can't do that on a regular basis. That's why you should have Arn Anderson as your top guy, because he can make you money on a more consistent basis in the mid card. I'm like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. Nigga, Arn Anderson lost to the fucking Renegade. Get the fuck out of here, man. He lost to the fucking Renegade. What money did Arn Anderson make? What? What money did Arn Anderson make in fucking WCW, man? He made nothing. He ain't make no fucking money. Arn Anderson didn't make WCW no fucking money. So that aged poorly. Sid was making shitloads of money for Vince. Are you fucking serious? Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid versus Shawn Michaels. Psycho Sid versus Diesel. Psycho Sid versus Taker. He made Vince money. So what are you talking about, Jim Cornette? So let me get this straight. Jim is a fanboy for boring ass Arn Anderson, and he's a fanboy of the Brainbusters. He's a fanboy of FTR. Let that sink in. And he hates Psycho Sid. Let that sink in. A guy who actually made more money than Arn Anderson on his best day, on his worst day. You see what I'm saying? How stupid is that? You see, he said Arn Anderson is the better choice as your top guy because you can make consistent money with him in the mid card for a 5-year span over Sid, who will make you millions in one day, but you can't really do that on a monthly basis. Who cares? I want the best attraction. I don't care about how good you're going to be for the next 5 years. I want money now. How much money can you make me right now, bitch? That's all that matters, my nigga. That's it, man. I'm done.